Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome, guys. Usually, because it's Wednesday, I would say it's the middle of the week, but we have a shortened week in markets. This is actually past the halfway point. We are now officially into the second half of the week. I guess we'll see what all we get here into Thursday's close. But yeah, welcome everybody. I hope we've had a great start to the week thus far. I'm Tommy. You guys also know me as Snorlax. I am joined by Tucker, Max, and of course Jackus. Welcome, guys. But yeah, I hope, like I said, I hope everybody's had a great start to the week. Before we can get too deep into discussing markets, right? Because we have had a few headlines. BlackRock's talking. We've had NVIDIA. FUD. At the same time, we're going to once again debate the merits of the relative strength argument for crypto. But yeah, before we can do that, guys, I'm going to need you to smash the like button. Maybe just smash the like button because it's a shortened week. Maybe you're excited to get into a long weekend. I don't know. Whatever justification you need, I always say to hit that like button for us. We are always ever appreciative when you do. And of course, you help us continue to grow our channel and ultimately get in front of more eyes. So yes, we're always appreciative when you guys do that. And we haven't, I can't even remember the last time we looked at soybeans. I'll be honest, I am a little bit sad to an extent that we haven't seen the soybeans chart in a while. It's almost kind of like this nostalgic ticker now that we used to use to bully you guys, but I just kind of miss knowing what it's doing. But now let's get into the markets, right? We kind of had some NVIDIA FUD overnight. That's is a big reason why we're seeing equities open the day red, right? NVIDIA is down 6 or 7% on this daily candle. And as a result of that, you have the NASDAQ down about 1.8%, the S&P down 1%, and the VIX back above 30. We'll see how these things resolve. Probably not this week, right? Because it is a holiday week. They tend to be fairly illiquid. So you don't see like these huge moves typically during these weeks, barring, that we see some other extreme headline, which, you can never predict those. But yeah, low volume holiday week. We've got VIXpiration. And of course, at the same time, we look over in crypto, we're seeing, I hate having to say it, but some relative strength, right? I feel like every time we say that, we end up getting dunked on, or we're signaling a potential reversal in equities. I guess we'll see what comes first, right? But so far, we look at Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin, right? Up 1.5%, seeing some strength out of certain altcoins as well. Again, we will see how these things resolve. Probably not this week, I would imagine, but probably more so into the end of April. But how are we doing, guys? I think it's yeah, it's going to be Easter weekend. That is also a big reason why we've got the shortened week. I hope you guys have some holiday plans, but I hope we're also just kind of not making any rash decisions, right? Because the volatility that we've seen over the last few weeks hasn't exactly extended thus far into this one. Whether or not this is kind of a signal of a multi-week regime shift back into less volatility, or if it's just kind of a breather before more volatility, is yet to be seen. But how are we approaching the market right now? What are we seeing? Anything that sticks out to us here as we open the show?
Well, I'm making rash decisions right now. So I, for one, am panic selling on a holiday week because of what I saw on a national news network. We should be talking about that, by the way. There was a puppet from BlackRock that came out and said they're bullish gold and that we're in a recession. Something like that, right?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said we're cooked. Yeah.
He said we're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I buy it, honestly. I think they want to dump their gold bags on us.
Yeah, what does gold look like, man?
Usually when a major institution comes out and says something, you should do the opposite most of the times. Wouldn't say it's good to go short gold, and we discussed that with Tommy the past few shows. But yeah, when your Jamie Dimon tells you to to short the market and it's recession, good luck.
Buy shit coins instead. I don't know. I'm just kind of bored. I'm pretty bored. I certainly wouldn't fade gold. Not. I mean, it's in a parabola, right? But I'm just like waiting. I'm like, I think we're getting close to the end of this local range. I think there's a lot of reason to believe that like a big move is coming. Not to be the 25-year-old technical analyzer, but I don't think it's going to be like a nuke. Like my bias is towards a squeeze above 90K on Bitcoin. And at the same time, I kind of see a world where Bitcoin dominance actually goes higher for a move like that. Kind of similar to what happened last cycle, where Bitcoin dominance, when it put in its final blow off to the upside, like that move in late 2020, when Bitcoin dominance had like a literal like blow off right there, Bitcoin USD went up aggressively during that. So that's kind of my hope here, is that we're going to rally, above 90K here pretty quickly. That's my bias. And I think Bitcoin dominance will at minimum take out that wick right there, but it's not even that far away anymore. Like probably goes higher. I don't really know or care that much where it goes, just as long as everything's going up. Happy for Bitcoin to, lead the charge. But my bias is like, this might be a rare instance where Bitcoin dominance goes up and Bitcoin USD goes up, where most people have kind of become familiar with, well, Bitcoin dominance is going up, that means we're nuking, right? And usually that's the case, but there are often times when Bitcoin, leads the charge higher, and those are the best type of conditions. And I'm hopeful that we're going to get that. I do. We've had basically 100 days of bullshit to start the year, and I think we're due for some relief and some fun. So I like it. And I like that BlackRock came out on national television this morning and told everyone that we're already in a recession. So I don't believe them at all.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Bitcoin dominance, I mean, it's this 66 level's probably next. Like it just doesn't appear as if it's done quite yet. Right. You'd want to see some wicks like this. And people have pointed out, right, like that's kind of been your level every cycle is 70 before it nukes. So maybe we have to get all the way there. Not really my bias. I think you probably turn around 66, but yeah, that's kind of where it's been, right? 17, 19, 20. That's where it's turned around from. So we'll see. I mean, we've just never seen like this extended period of strength out of Bitcoin dominance ever, really. It's just like a fast move up, down, like.
Well, what's so weird about it, Tucker, is it's like we have seen strength out of it, but not. It's almost like how tight the cluster is. There's been no, like, really. There's been no attempted shifts of structure. There's maybe one you could argue, but not even really that one. It's just been like this tight mechanical walk up. You know what I mean? Which obviously we only have a couple cycles, but like that's a little bit different. No even like mini alt seasons. It was just like it looks like the S&P when they're doing like QE and ZERP, and it just is like in this tight little like SMA cloud,
Yeah. It's just walked up essentially, but
That kind of leads me to believe that how it goes: stairs up, elevator down.
Oh, please, that'd be so fun.
I still I
Like
still
that
think
move in 2017, Jack, is just straight rug pull.
that
I would love that. But it wasn't kind of straight rug pull though back then. That was kind of a rollover. You know, maybe something like, again, it's really hard to say because it's, as you said, it's a unique type of price action. But something like 2021 with the rug, I still think BTC dominance goes higher.
2021. Yeah.
I'm, more or less 1%, 6 to 8% is my target, more or less. And I think that kind of, but again, although we really had no alt season in general, during this whole upside, we still had plenty of alts that outperform Bitcoin and are still outperforming Bitcoin this cycle to this day, which is important to note because this chart is mainly, again, inversed East BTC. And yeah, I was I was calling the gold bull market. Not many people cared, and that's usually the case.
Okay, listen, that's really offensive. We did not only have 5 viewers back then. We had 6 viewers, and we cherished and appreciated all of them. Okay, you shorted us.
Good old days.
It's kind of crazy to think about. I remember those streams showing up where we only had a handful of you guys in there.
Mhm.
Those were fun back in. I mean, it's still fun now. It's just like, I mean, I remember there were like a big day would be like 21 people watching. We'd be like, wow, we had people watching today. Like, that was crazy.
Can we run the like button to like 10?
Dude, we're famous. We had 20 people watching us.
Yeah.
Times changed. But yeah, the
I'm
gold,
pretty sure ETH was higher back then too, which is the funny part.
it was lower or same price actually. It was same
About the
price.
same.
Probably
Yeah.
the same. Yeah.
Gold is 100% higher though.
Yeah.
And I remember lots of people told me like, yeah, I'm not really interested in your shiny rock because like it can only go up like 10%, Boom. No, it's just, the crazy part with gold is that if you're gonna look at the history, it's actually, more or less on par with SPX in terms of performance. But the tough part is that only really runs like very quickly when it goes and then takes long periods of sideways. And people usually cannot think in terms of like years. Even if you ask them like what's their investment horizon, they'll tell you like, oh, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years. And it's like, that's not an investment horizon. That's the investment horizon should be like, well, 5 years at minimum, but preferably 10 years. And so when you look at the chart, and it hasn't been doing much in the past 2-3 years, I found out that people have a hard time looking back on history and seeing those things repeating, which is the reason why am I so bullish on cycles repeating, because the psychology is always the same.
Well, I mean, the reason fractals work is because they're just a replication of previous psychology that we've seen play out time and time again. A person's reaction to a breakout or a breakdown is not really going to be any different just because they've seen a chart break down or break out before, right? Like the emotions that those patterns create are always going to be there, and that's why they work. With context, of course, right? I'm not gonna broad brush the whole thing, but patterns are always a reflection of human psychology at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Some work to be done here. Wouldn't you
This
say,
is just
man?
like bear flag after bear flag after bear flag.
Yeah.
Can you zoom out, Max?
That's Tucker.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tucker. That seems like the sellers kind of ran to the FTX lows on the indicator.
The
Mm,
volume fusion. Yes, they did.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I'm able to say that.
Of course
was
you can.
not quite down there, but right here, yeah. FTX.
Yeah, but even during COVID, you didn't get oversold levels of 2018 bear market. So like when you get the pre-bull market shakeout, considering this one still is, it gets like really oversold, but not to the levels of the bear market.
Yeah.
What do you think about the lack of sell volume thus far on this ETH move?
Most
I
sellers
think
are
like
gone.
relative to previous moves down on ETH, we've seen much larger sell volume in the past.
Probably most people already sold off. Or it's over, and at that point, everyone will be selling near zero.
Or it's
But
over.
like, like what I found crazy is the people who are like, yeah, I'm gonna buy, ETH at like 1,100, 1,200. Dude, if you wanna buy there, you'll be buying it at like $100.
Mhm.
I know that put a smile on Tommy's face to hear that. But
It did for sure.
I mean, I agree with what Jack has said. I mean, you have to hold this level, or I don't know if I quite think it would go like that low, but
In time, of course, because first it would go to like 3 digits, right? Like sub 900. Then it would probably bounce, to like 1,100, and then just continue roll over and just slowly die, like we saw with lots of other chains in the past. So this is really where it's gotta be. No sugarcoating.
I mean, this is the times it's hit that level you were talking about, Jack, is the indicator down there.
Yeah, no, I meant that during COVID, right? It also didn't hit the low, but it
No.
hit the lows of like. But I didn't really mean it with just this particular volume fusion pro indicator. Just generally, even if you were to look at stuff like RSI and so forth, usually the pre-bull market shakeout, it doesn't hit the bear market lows.
I see. You're talking about let's get rid of all this. You're talking about like this.
Yeah, like the lows on it during
Yeah.
COVID, right? Like
Yeah.
they are pretty deep, but not to like all-time lows,
This
which
was
is totally fine. That's
COVID, right? Where was COVID?
how it should
COVID
be.
was right here. Yeah.
you know there is something called log mode, Tucker. You just have to press one button and then it does it for you.
This is better.
He'll get it eventually.
So opposed to log. I can't believe this guy.
Well, so this one, I don't know what this wick was, but like this was the COVID low. I mean, but this was the shakeout you were talking about, Jackus. That was
Yeah.
a little bit higher, right? It was right here. Is this line? Is this the 0 line? Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it's still way down there, I mean, it looks more like this to me. And then if COVID didn't happen, whatever.
Well, that depends on your risk profile, but if you want some confirmation, then it's ETH above, if you really want to be super conservative, then ETH above 2K. I think when ETH reclaims 2K, it inevitably leads to 4K, and that inevitably should lead to new highs. So if you want to be super conservative, that's the level. If you yeah, I would say that probably.
What do you guys think about an opportunity to pivot here? I want to ask what your thoughts are here on NVIDIA. Obviously, we got some negative news on it yesterday, which is really kind of driving the move down that we're seeing in the NASDAQ today. I don't know quite what the headline was. I think it was something like NVIDIA might have to pay $5.5 billion worth of fines. I don't know how much revenue they have on an annual basis, so I don't know how important it actually is. But I mean, it's just like one of those things, right? Where when price has been moving down for a while, you just kind of continue to get the negative headlines, and when price moves up, all the positive headlines continue to come out. This, alongside, of course, the fact that what is it now, like 240% tariffs on China? I mean, it's kind of getting like gluttonous from the standpoint of the latter.
I think we're just, well, not we. I think Trump is just trying to back him into a corner as much as he can. I think it's a strong arm negotiation tactic, right? I mean, that's my guess. And I don't necessarily think that he's sincere in that he wants those tariffs to stay in place. I think he just needs to come out on top, right? I think that he needs to put them in such an uncomfortable position that they come to him to negotiate. You know, like I don't think he can pick up the phone at this point and call them and be like, "Hey, I would love to sit down and talk." I think they need, like, he's like trying to put him in a spot where they call him, you know, for whatever reason, you know, up to him, I guess.
Yeah, it's all just a number. I don't think any of it's probably actually going to go into effect, if I had to guess. But
I agree. I think the only importance at this point is what happens with the yuan, right? Because we've kind of talked before about just how awful the Chinese yuan looks against the US dollar on a higher time frame.
the yuan, is it that?
Yeah, I mean, what happens if this support? I know it's like it's basically like the BNB of a foreign currency, but it looks like a euthanasia coaster in a way. If you zoom out a little bit further, yeah,
Whoa.
looks quite bad.
Hmm.
I almost wonder if this is kind of the play, or at least what their goal is, to force China into an agreement by potentially threatening the collapse of their currency.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes much lower, it looks pretty tough. You know.
Because I mean, yes, we are ultimately going to consume Chinese goods, right? But they have to have buyers. Like their margins still need to be, I think, somewhat profitable, right? Am I overthinking this? I think the yuan is really kind of the bargaining chip here.
I mean, probably, right? Like, what kind of doom spiral does China enter if their currency collapses, right? I think it's pretty brutal. So I don't know if that's the ultimate, like, end all be all goal of the US, maybe. I don't know if it's that thought out, right? I think maybe it's happening as a result of, and it maybe ends up helping the US negotiate, but I'm almost doubtful that the man that held up the, like, poster board of reciprocal tariffs was thinking about, like, all right, how can we collapse a forex pair, you know? Like, I feel like it maybe wasn't that calculated, but it's kind of happening as a result of. So just my gut, but I don't know.
I feel like, again, China wants to or needs to keep their currency low, because like the purchasing power of yuan to keep low, so that they can still keep producing and exporting to to basically the entire world. Like their economy is dependent on it, right? They like I suppose they could go just by themselves, and survive, but their economy is built upon exports to the world, and to keep that, you need to keep yuan basically worthless, right? And that's what this chart is telling you, that you need less and less dollars to. So even at times like this, when DXY is dropping, you still need China to intervene to make Chinese yuan drop even more. And by the looks of this chart, you are likely to get a further drop. China is making deals with other nations, that's true, but no one is consuming as the US, not even close.
Yeah, I saw that apparently the United States and Europe are pretty far apart on a trade deal as of yesterday. So
yeah, that's not good.
I almost wonder if like these countries are trying to say, well, we can simply outlast the level of suffering that we might cause you and force
That's
you
kind
into
of what I was thinking too, Tommy. Honestly. Like Trump has more to lose than they do, and they're not going to be the ones to blame if everything goes to shit. The whole world will turn against Trump. So they're kind of like, let's just see how much pressure he can take. But
Or Trump has nothing to lose.
I mean, he's not going to, he can't, at this point, he can't be elected for another term. So I guess he could just sink his feet in for 3 years, unless there was some talk about that.
Yeah. Unless he changes the legislation, and who knows what's gonna happen. So
yeah, we'll see.
no, it's just a talk. Let's not entertain the rumors as much. But maybe there is one rumor that we can entertain. A certain tweet popped out today that we can discuss.
Yes.
Not sure if you guys have noticed, but apparently Elon Musk approached a cryptocurrency influencer,
Jack,
Tiffany Fong, to have his child.
Jack,
Where can I trade this?
Is there a Poly Market?
Yeah, there is. It's on
Yeah.
Poly Market. Yeah.
Wait, actually?
Yep.
Tommy, you just
For
hear
what?
Tommy's keyboard. Just
Wait,
Huh?
what's the market?
It's when she'll be pregnant by.
No way.
Yeah.
Is there? Oh my god.
No way.
Yeah.
Bro, who needs the Solana trenches when Poly Market exists?
that's
That
real.
is wild.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess we could look at Tesla.
what does that mean for the price of my shitcoins? Is that bullish?
Probably
maybe
bullish.
she'll be talking to him about shitcoins.
No, it's definitely bullish because you're gonna create more degens that are into cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's probably a good point.
I want to buy puts on Tesla. I'm not even gonna lie. That is wild. Elon is gooning. I guess that looks like Doge, doesn't it?
Doge looks like Tesla. Like it's like identical almost.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know. I mean, you probably bid the next one of these, right? Kind of like this. I like it. I like the setup on Doge. What about Tesla? Looks a little better.
I mean,
Tommy,
this
are you
is
still
also
playing
at a
Tesla?
what?
Are you still playing Tesla?
No, I I mean, I think this is a very much a do or die level for Tesla, but I am potentially interested in investing at lower prices. I mean, what the PE ratio is still 60, 70, and usually I wouldn't care about that, but it's not in an uptrend. PE ratios only matter when something is going down.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Tucker, I sent you a new indicator, by the way. I want you to throw it up here.
Refresh.
You might need to refresh.
Elon's social capital seems to have, at least locally speaking, topped.
RSI candles with wicks, right there.
I think I said this a few weeks ago, but notice how, like less than a week after Elon said we'd have a short but deep recession, he was out of the White House. They don't want anybody saying the R word.
Yeah,
God.
Harvard.
Which R word?
Yeah, I like the wicks. Look at this. RSI with candles.
Jackus, I shared it with you too. It's cozy. Just improving upon the basics, you know.
I need to get that. Where's the midline? I need this a little more.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's not perfect. Oh, I'm so
There we
sorry.
go.
Tucker.
That's
Wow.
better.
All right, I'm done sharing all my.
Save as default. All right.
Oh, dude. All right, I'm unsharing it.
Dude.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god. No, that's nice.
But go
I
to
like
like
it.
go to like ETH and look at it on like the weekly or 3-day or something. Because the candles really kind of help, like, you know what I mean?
I
It's a
really like
cool-
this one.
Thank you. It's like you can trade on it too. And look at how like on drops you could literally chart it like you chart normal price chart. It'll print like higher lows, it'll fill FVGs, it'll touch order blocks, like underside retests. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, the hope is that you can just tap into there and turn around, but
Just a little tap tap taparoo.
yeah. Hmm. All right.
Interesting.
Well,
The RSI on the weekly on ETH, like truly the people who think that, you know, that this is not a good time to buy. Like, I'm not saying I'm buying ETH directly, right? Or like, let's put it otherwise. The people who say this is not a good time for ETH to turn around, like it must be from here. There's no other going around it.
mm-hmm.
I do
Yeah.
like RSI with the candlesticks.
Yeah.
Tommy, I have to share it with you. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
Max, what I'm not sure of, I'm just like, and I know you said it's not perfect, but sometimes there is like no wick on the candle itself, but there is a wick on the RSI with wicks. So I'm not sure how that's calculated. For example, if we're gonna look at the weekly on ETH, and if you can go, Tucker, if you can go to the February 2021, 22nd February 2021, you need yeah this one, right? And so like there is no wick on it. I'm not sure how that's calculated.
Are you like you're saying there shouldn't be a wick on the RSI?
I think so, yeah.
So the way the wicks calculate is if RSI moves up at some point during
but-
that session, but it doesn't close up there. Just same as like a candle. At least that's how it's supposed to be. But
I know it's how it's supposed to be, just like with the candles. But
Yeah.
looking at that candle, it seems to me that it never like traded above its opening price, right?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know. It's I just did an open like a OCHL or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I can double check. Maybe check a different chart, Tucker. I don't. Maybe it's Binance then. I'm curious.
Oh, you mean for ETH?
Yeah, I'm just curious if that's there on every chart. 'Cause I don't know if it was just like a weird print.
No, that's on Coinbase too. Well, I mean, RSI is not going to trade directly with price, right?
What is the RSI based on? Like, is it based on some exchange?
No, it shouldn't be exchange dependent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just curious if it was.
Could it be your wick multiplier?
You could modify that down. That just makes them smaller. But I usually like them bigger. That's a little big.
That's what she said.
Look at
Yeah.
that. You can make the wicks. Yeah. Huh.
I can look at. I'll double check, but I mean, it should be accurate. I don't know why that one would be showing such a big wick, but it just uses like there must have been really early on that candle a little move up that sent RSI up temporarily, but obviously didn't close. But I'll double check it.
I don't think this is the case anytime soon. By the way, that China goes from manufacturing to innovation, because like like to transform that type of economy with so many people, like that takes decades.
Well, I think they're kind of a little bit of both right now, right? Like a lot of their manufacturing is of some pretty sophisticated technology, for example.
Yeah.
Like they're not really they are a cheaper cost of labor than obviously the United States, but to the extent that, you know, stereotypes would lead you to believe, probably some other areas of the world, I think they're kind of blending a little bit more of like that manufacturing side with some of the more intricate tech production.
That's a good point, but nonetheless, it's still, you know, manufacturing economy. But
Yes.
I agree, and they might be looking to go that way. But still, you cannot do that over like a 1 month change, right? Which is what is happening right now with all those tariffs. So you are still looking for like they do need each other pretty much. You know, like China needs US to keep consuming, and US needs China to keep buying the bonds.
Mhm.
Yes. Now kiss. No, I do think though, if like from a games theory standpoint, right? Like if Trump told us where the pain point is for bonds, couldn't you force the United States to the table by dumping them?
Isn't that what happened the other night, or was that not
Yeah.
China
Yeah.
dumping? I
I'm
thought
pretty
China was
sure.
good. I think they were.
I don't
the
think
ones
they
dumping.
actually dumped their treasuries.
So how did yields get sent like that? Who blew up if it wasn't China dumping?
I think they have. But the thing is that even if they have, right? Even if they haven't, but let's say they have, US still has the ultimate Uno card, which is the Fed, that can always step in and buy those bonds.
That's true. We have the printer.
Yeah.
US has the printer.
We have the printer. We have the ink. We have the paper. You wouldn't get it.
This is true. We need
So
to turn it on.
I feel like we could make this a daily segment at this point, but we do have our daily crime chart with all of the
The
recent
crime of the day chart. That'd be funny.
We need like a transition thing, I think, to lead us into it. But the ticker is AERGO.
Oh my.
You're gonna have to zoom in a little bit.
What?
Dude, I was watching this one on the first day it started to pump, and I was like, "Oh, there is for sure crime happening,
What
but there
is-
is no way I'm catching that short anyway, because they're gonna, blow it up." And I've seen, TRB, I've seen OM, I've seen all of these, and it can take time. But yeah, here it's dying.
What
Apparently
even is that thing, man?
they delisted Spot. It pumped 10x, and then they listed it on Perps and nuked it. So just like complete nutter crime.
Well, it looks like remember TRB?
Yes, it looks
Yeah.
exactly like TRB.
Yeah. Looks like TRB. Oh my god. Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're gonna zoom in on TRB, it had one dump like that in the middle, and then it pumped even more.
Let's
Like,
see.
do you see the dump?
Yeah.
Maybe
This
okay.
and then it pump more.
No. Go to the right. Yeah,
Oh. I see what
you,
you're
you would have to go to like daily or H4. But that dump in 2023 during the bull market was pretty wild, and lots of people saw that, hey, that's it, and they produced one more.
Yeah.
Who is even doing this? I mean, we know the cabal is Binance, probably OKX. Is DWF behind this one? I think I saw an Andre tweet earlier today.
What do we think of this BNB chart, bro?
It's time to short Airgo 100x leverage to 0 and make it all back in one trade right now.
No risk. 100x straight down. BNB is a really difficult chart to read, though.
Mhm.
I won't even lie.
It's just
I would like to
confusing.
see some market structure break on it. I don't like the bouncing ball pattern it's putting in since the high.
Yeah. Holding though for now. It is a hard chart to read. I don't know what this is. This is odd. Hmm. Jackus, you got any charts?
Do you guys remember when there was that guy who spelled his name out in the Bitcoin order book with limit orders in the last cycle?
No.
No,
What?
Entertaining.
that's crazy.
Glimmery. Some giga whale. That's
How do you even
honestly,
do
like,
that? How do you spell out your name in the order book?
you gotta have so much size to be able to do that. For the orders to like actually show up.
Yeah.
And to scale them in that manner.
I wonder how much money he cost himself by doing that.
Well, I don't think they filled any of it, but it like spelled out his name. Let me see if I can find it.
Hmm.
The 2024, 2025 cyclers would never understand.
You wouldn't get it.
Their market's dominated by BlackRock and TradFi. We can talk about some of the stronger assets in the market today. I mean, Hyperliquid is strong. Fartcoin is pretty strong still.
I like what one of the guys in BB said today. Like, I mean, I enjoy Fartcoin strengths, but I cannot wait for the day when we do not have to talk about it.
Yes. I concur. I feel like a weird. I feel weird every time I have to talk about like fart coin relative strength.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that little bounce right there, Tommy.
It's one of the better assets in the market.
Mm-hmm.
I like hype. I think if it can keep it up and not die again, then the rotation is in. It could be like the early days of BNB, perhaps.
The early days of BNB, you say?
Something I've been prospecting on it.
Like in prior cycle, BNB was also trading around, $14.
Oh, you mean BNB from like back before this? Back here?
Yeah. I'm not referencing to any particular price action, just
Oh,
generally the dollar value.
yeah. Well, what? I mean, is the market cap even remotely similar back here?
I haven't checked.
I think Hyperliquid's probably a good bit higher than BNB was at that point.
Let's see. What is hype right now, Tommy?
Hype is at 5.3 bill.
Is that fully diluted though?
No, fully diluted is 15, 16.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, BNB market cap. If you're equating it to the same point, would be about like 700 or 800 mil.
BNB's yeah, that's a fair point. BNB's market cap right now is 82 billion. So you gotta think like, do you think hype goes above BNB's FDV? Doesn't make it that interesting. That said, during a full-blown bull market, we know that there is nothing as FDV.
There's no such thing. Yeah.
There is
Mhm.
no such thing. like imagine, if price of this token that's currently trading in microcents goes to $1, like we are all gonna be billionaires with just $100 invested.
I truly thought we were all gonna make it.
Isn't that what Moon Carl said? You're all going to be billionaires.
Did he say that?
Yeah, just
Dude, I
him,
think
though.
I saw some article about him like last cycle where he was like apparently confirmed a billionaire or something.
Oh yeah, no, I
But it
think
might
so.
have been a LARP. I don't know who wrote it, or I
What?
have like a vague memory of it.
There's a reason he lives in Dubai. So
That's
is
crazy.
he from
that
the
he's-
States?
I don't know where he's from.
No.
It sounds like he has an accent. I don't know where he's from though.
Yeah,
But if he's actually a billionaire, that's insane. Like that is absolutely crazy.
But he's
Well,
got
if
the,
he is a billionaire, then what does that make of CZ?
yeah,
Trillions.
trillions.
CZ's wealth is just completely unknown.
What if CZ secretly owns like 20% of the total crypto market cap and we just don't even know it, you know?
Probably more.
Like
What if
CZ is
CZ
crypto.
Satoshi and we don't even know?
CZ is the central bank of crypto. All these new coins, CZ's secretly the dev. He owns everything. Like CZ, man.
Bottoms in when CZ gets arrested again.
No, Tommy. No.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No more.
I hope I'm joking.
This is not the time of the cycle for guys like that to go to jail. That's supposed to happen later.
What do you guys
Mid-bear
think
market.
about? What do you guys think about CZ supposedly ratting on Justin Sun?
I don't know if I believe it, honestly.
I've seen CZ referencing to it, and then Justin Sun said, "Yeah, that's bullshit" under his tweet himself.
I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like mutually assured destruction if they start doing that. It's like those that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, and I'm like, they both probably have shit on each other.
For
can
sure.
only assume, but maybe I'm wrong.
You're not.
Look at this. Yeah, when the market's doing nothing, it just turns to gossip hour. I'm having more fun today than just like narrating the 4-second time frame. I'll be honest. So,
But what about Pepe, Max? What about Pepe?
If they want to look at charts, we can always look at soybeans. I have no
Oh.
idea what the like button looks like.
but you know what we actually need to do first is we
Run
need to
the
run a
ad.
commercial before we continue with the show. Guys, watch this awesome commercial. Please consider signing up for free to our new state-of-the-art portfolio tracker. Here's a little commercial that our Wizard Z put together. If this doesn't motivate you to use a free product brought to you by yours truly, then I don't even know what will. I don't know what will, but check it out. It's pretty awesome. And again, 100% free.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.
It's real simple, guys. The best in the business. Give yourself the tools necessary. And also, we're offering some free stuff. Go on there, throw in your email address, put in your wallets. It auto-populates an awesome portfolio. Stay on top of it. It's awesome. Check it out. Tucker, do me a favor. Throw up the old VFP on there.
The
as well.
VFP. I love it.
Yeah. The VFP, the Pro. And do me a favor, double click on the settings of the VFP, all right?
I need to
Scroll
get rid of-
down, instead of see time frame depth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know what you just clicked off there.
Got rid of that table.
No, you got to click on the indicator, not the, there you go. All right. Scroll down to down. Yeah, go high. I mean, we're above the 0 line. We're above the cloud. It's time, brother. It is time, in Bruce Buffer's voice. Such a high time frame, Tucker. Why not like, the daily? Why not the 12? That's the trend line that people don't realize, that this is all accumulation. This is not distribution. The biggest breakout yet is coming.
One of these.
So that wasn't the intention of the commercial. The commercial was designed to offer you our free product, our new state-of-the-art portfolio tracker, but this also kind of works as well. So you're free to do that if you'd like. I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just needs a little bit more of this,
So we need to mark up, flip that last high, chop solidate, and then boom.
Yeah, we need to flip like 008.
But how about that risk off signal, Tucker? Maybe go to like the 6 hour. Look at when it told you to go risk off and then again risk on. Look at that. Oof. Man. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm not fading.
I think you're in here, I think you're in here. But yeah, no, that looks nice. Like this is your area to flip. But yeah, this is holding. This is holding. That as long as majors hold up.
Can
Again,
you look at
the,
Andy on this? Just toggle over to Andy instead of Pepe.
the market is close to the rotation. I think it's the Bears who has to prove it as well.
Same thing. Well, actually, it didn't give you a green signal till there, but
We'll go to the lower time frame.
no, this is good. This is perfect. Yeah, right there. What about USD? There. Same thing. What about Brett?
Brett Wirt.
What?
I think it's gonna be base. It would be
Yeah,
one. I don't know which one it is. It's one of the base ones.
in USD. Populate. Same thing. That.
Buyers are trying.
Same thing on all day. I'll just go back to Pepe. That's
It's
what
all
Pepe.
just ETH beta, man. It's the same thing across the board.
Yeah.
Man, if Bitcoin can rip to like 92, alts are going to go bananas because they're down so bad. I'm not even saying we need to talk about new highs yet. Like, we'll just play it level by level, but it's like these alts that are down 70 to 90%. Bitcoin back up into the 90s would send them up 100 or 200%, some of them, like quickly.
Yeah, that's not even a huge move out of Bitcoin.
I still think 85 is the level for Bitcoin. 85, 86. Got to bust through here.
Yeah. I agree.
Everybody wants to short 92. I think it's one of those things where you're either not going to get it at all or you're going to blow right through it.
Yeah, and imagine how many people try to short during this, past 4 days range, and they didn't even get a sweep of a single low yet. Like on H4, if you zoom in, neither of the lows have been swept to take even partial profit. And there is so much liquidity lined up above those highs at 89K. I still think that's the target for this week.
The next move will be telling.
I think the move has already been told. Like the fact that we've broken out and we keep on holding above the break, like that's already telling. I think the next move will be devastating.
Well, I agree with that. I just don't know what USD direction it's going to be in.
Well, I will just try to play it simple, because it seems like everyone is trying to play, like we went from playing chess to playing 3D chess to playing 4D chess, and everyone's trying to play like a 20D chess nowadays. What I mean with that is that like everyone's like, all right, if these guys are bullish, that means I'm bearish. But if these guys are bearish because those guys are bullish, that means I'm bullish. But if those guys are bullish because those guys are bearish because those guys are bullish, that means I'm bearish, right? And so it's like, it makes no sense at a certain point, and you want to keep it simple. And lots of people will tend to overcomplicate things. And you just look at the chart and just have 2 lines and be like, yeah, we swept the low, we've broken the downtrend, we're holding, right? So higher's next. Keep it simple.
I wonder if we're just like, what's going to be the fuel? Is it going to be a headline? Is it just all positional?
It'll
I
be a
hate-
headline, bro. It's always a headline.
I just hate how dependent this market is on headlines right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's never been more dependent than it is now.
Yeah. So what is the next headline? we
The
we
new
just had
chairman
today
of
that.
the Federal Reserve is me.
Oh.
That
Well-
is
The headline creators were like, the best I can do is Elon Musk trying to make a cryptocurrency baby today.
we're out of options. Called
I think
Tiffany.
that's like the single most bearish Tesla headline I've seen in years. Not the fraud allegations, not the PE revenue stuff, but just that the CEO and founder is just a horn dog.
Mhm.
I'm not even sure it's real, but it doesn't matter because just the fact that all of us think, yeah, that could actually be real is just like crazy, right?
I think there's a Family Guy episode or scene that kind of jokes about something like that, where you make up a rumor about somebody that's like not really that believable, but it has like just enough that makes you think, yeah, this could be, I could believe this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
that's
also
the-
Elon. It's like, I think the way he approaches having kids is it's a lot more like, it's not like I want to have a family. It's like I want to like expand my genetics so that like when
Yeah.
I'm gone, like it's very almost
Zero
like
sum.
Genghis Khan style, you know? It's like, let's just get as many women pregnant with my genetics as possible, and like the probabilities of
planet
one being a
first.
genius will be high, and like selecting women based on like weird qualities, you know?
Yeah.
Incel Twitter will tell you that that is like the male objective, right? To be like Genghis Khan or these conquerors that had multiple partners.
Dude, okay, someone brought up Andrew Tate. There was some clip I saw about him like talking about the same thing. Where he's like, I have like 18 different kids with 18 different women, and like you only have one kid with one like whiny woman. And I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like,
Yeah.
you want all these kids to grow up without their dad present? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, it's terrible. It's such a weird mindset, honestly.
I feel like the scope of both sides just went completely mental in the recent years, right? And there is like no middle ground. Like, where's the good old, yeah, let's have family and have babies, but one family.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's the type of discussion you get when market is going sideways for 5 days after, going up and down multiple percents based on 30 headlines every single day, and suddenly the dopamine is gone.
We need to pump more now than we ever have. Let's put it that way. I'm going to Tommy the screen for me real quick, Tucker.
Do it.
USDTD. One, we need this level to give on RSI. 2, We need to see this. The trend line to rule them all right here.
No worries, there are no new viewers right now. The whole market is collapsing.
Yeah, I don't think this is where new viewers are tuning in, man.
I wouldn't
There's
worry
no
about
people
that.
interested in crypto right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about new viewers.
They wouldn't get it. All right,
They wouldn't get it that it's such a good opportunity.
guys, we're gonna run another commercial. We'll be right back.
Whoa,
First link in the description
commercials.
below.
Wow.
Every morning, coffee in hand, I open up the BB terminal. We built this platform to be your trusted companion, whether you're actively trading, investing for the long haul, or even dabbling in the degen space. Let's start with the BB portfolio. It integrates with over 60 blockchain networks and supports both wallet connections and manual entries, making it flexible enough for any trader. On the active page, you'll find advanced charting tools, complete with more than 21 custom scripts to give you deeper insights. Beneath that, our intuitive heat map helps you spot key support and resistance levels easily. But we know active trading isn't everyone's style, so we created the DCA page, equipped with over 35 thoughtful indicators. It's designed to assist you in making informed, strategic, and long-term investment decisions. We're genuinely proud of what we've created here at BB, and we continually strive to improve it every day.
Max, that was awesome. That was the shot of the coffee cups is insane. That was good. I've never seen that. That was fire.
I think
Yeah,
it's
that-
about time we rolled out some new BB mugs.
Yeah, we should. What
I
would
need,
they
a-
say?
I need Justin Sun's face on a coffee mug.
Do you though?
I think so.
His Excellency.
His Excellency.
Every morning I wake up and drink Excellency.
Yeah.
I feel we need a video for the outro as well, but with Tommy's voice. That's for sure.
Mhm.
Guys, imagine tuning into the show every single day and using tools, but not using our tool. You know
Amen.
what I mean? Like I just imagine that. Imagine that.
Imagine.
Imagine not tracking your portfolio for free using BB Terminal with 62 chains integrated.
Well, Max, tell
Imagine
'em
getting
about,
your heat maps anywhere else.
Max, tell them about the indicators they're about to get.
Which ones, Tucker? Which there's the I wouldn't have enough time. There's too many. Which
There's
ones?
50. There's 50.
There's 50 proprietary indicators that are about to drop on BB Terminal, guys. We've been showing you all these indicators at every single show, not released to the public. Something you're looking at on the screen right here. It's unbelievable. Imagine not signing up for free. Imagine.
Tommy has a huge Justin Sun canvas.
That's supposed to be private. No one's supposed to know about that.
I actually have a blanket with Justin
Right.
head to toe.
There it is.
Do you think we could ever get Justin Sun on the show?
No chance. I'm not even convinced he's a real person.
Tommy.
Oh my god, here we go again.
Tommy, you know what's so funny about you, Tommy, is that you're not a smooth brain, but when it comes to like a couple things, you have the smoothest brain I've ever seen. But like if we start talking about dinosaurs, you're like, I love dinosaurs, man.
Mm.
What
Look,
majestic creatures.
dinosaurs are real. That's all you need to know.
Okay, so dinosaurs are real, but Justin Sun is not. Tommy.
Correct.
Correct.
I see Max point. Max's point, yeah.
When Tommy says things like Justin Sun's not real and Janet Yellen's going to prison, he genuinely believes both of those things.
Oh, I
are
genuinely
probable.
believe Janet Yellen will go to prison. Like 100% believe that. that is not a meme when I say that.
Dude, which corrections facility would she be in? Imagine her in prison, dude.
Alcatraz.
She's tiny. She's like 4'2" and an old lady. You say Alcatraz?
Alcatraz.
He could probably easily
Guantanamo.
fit into that little like vent that they escaped from.
Azkaban.
Tiny.
Isn't that Harry Potter, Jackus?
Exactly.
No, I will die on that hill. I do think that she will go to at the very least she'll be criminally charged, but the Justin Sun not being like alive anymore, being like not a real person is obviously very speculative, but
Well, what do you think happened to Justin Sun?
I have no idea.
Dude, I think
He is
I
a proponent and engager in lots and lots of crime.
He's the first AI robot amongst us.
so. Tommy, if you were to say to me, John Brown is not a person, John Brown is an exchange, I would say that's probably correct.
Mm-hmm.
Justin
If it is a
Sun, though,
person, it's Paolo.
Oh,
Because who else slings that much size on Bitfinex and is also a Tether and Bitcoin maxi? Like how large is that group of people?
mean, dinosaurs, man. I don't.
I mean,
Tucker, we gotta fix Tommy, man. We gotta rewire some stuff in his head.
we'll have to talk to him off screen. Yeah, off camera to get smooth.
The corrugations are just too present, unfortunately.
Brain is so rigid. Yeah. Get out the belt sander and sand him down.
All right, so Powell is speaking later today, guys.
Yeah, 1:30. I think.
Just-
I love that video of him like walking to the stage and he's like, "Good afternoon," and the market's nuke. Like literally says nothing, just "Good afternoon."
Yeah.
Trade to zero.
I mean, what do we think he's going to say? Probably that the Fed is willing to step in and stabilize the market if need be, but we're not getting any rate cuts. If I had to guess, that's probably it.
Rates to zero, printers on.
If he admits they're going to do rate cuts, he's admitting we're in a recession.
No, they were
Not
always
entirely. If
doing
he
rate
says
cuts.
that they're gonna do them as they planned and they will do them gradually, then I think he can play it right. Like he cannot do quick rate cuts, but also he has to start to rate cut. If he doesn't, then that's a problem. But if he does it too quick, that's a problem too.
Yeah, I mean we're in a cutting cycle. We're in the downtrend on interest rates. Like cuts are expected, but like Jack has said, it can't be quick. Yeah, I don't know. We'll probably I would expect 2 or 3 this year, though. Honestly,
4.
4 would be a lot, Jackus. 4 would be maybe concerning.
Yeah, actually, if they do just 3, that's probably better.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I think it's time.
It's probably time.
All right,
Think so,
guys.
too.
Enjoy this ad. First link below. Free portfolio tracking. Support BB. Support yourself. All for the cost of 0. Check it out.
Welcome to the all-new BB Terminal portfolio. Faster, smarter, and now free for everyone. Signing up is easy. Just use your Google account to get started in seconds. Once you're in, you'll get a clean, aggregated view of all your wallets. Or dive into individual wallets for more control. We support Wallet Connect for seamless syncing. And don't worry, we use industry-standard encryption to keep your data safe and secure. Prefer not to connect your wallet? No problem, just use our manual entry mode. Choose as many tokens as you like. Then plug in your transactions. It's quick and intuitive. Watch your portfolio stats and charts update in real time. Your portfolio refreshes automatically every hour, but you can also sync instantly with just one click. BB Terminal Portfolio, available to everyone for free.
Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.
See you guys.
See ya.